how much you'll enjoy this movie really boils down to how much you like Ryan Reynolds isms and how much you like kids trying to do Ryan Reynolds isms.
And Mark Ruffalo doing Ryan Reynolds isms. There's three Ryan Reynolds in this movie.
I guess you can make the argument for Mark Ruffalo, but he's kind of be more Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, yeah, he's a little more Mark Ruffalo, but he's kind of like because I think Ryan Reynolds worked on the script, so he's got a little bit of that.
That makes sense. All right, yeah,
Yeah,
that tracks.
but it's oddly fitting too.
All right, so hi everyone.
Hi.
We're gonna pick a spot to cut somewhere in that opener.
And we're cutting now.
No.
Now.
So
okay.
This is a case of me going, what can I do to pad out the content so I don't see movies I don't want to see? So in this case, it's like, do I really want to watch X? Not really. Adam's Project's getting a lot of buzz right now. So let's talk about the Adams Project, which is also directed by the guy who made Free Guy, which movie I loved.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. And it's fine.
It's fun, like it's just fun. Like it's fun the same way like E.T. is fun. Like
in a way, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
got like heart. You can tell there's heart.
It's got good heart. Like this director is good with characters. So when the characters are on screen and they're having the heart-to-heart moments, those are good. Conceptually and visually, I couldn't stop thinking that this looked like a Disney Channel original movie with a bigger budget. Because it does absolutely feel like a plot to a rejected Disney Channel original movie.
I am seeing that. My idea of what the plot was it was like, what if there was a time travel movie where the time travelers broke all the rules?
I mean, we've seen that plenty of times. God knows, all three features.
Yeah, but this time it feels like they're doing it on purpose.
They were also doing it on, I don't know. I feel like that's a wide genre. I think it's like every time travel movie.
All right.
This one's more like visually, everything's really blocky and like futuristic. Everything's like bright blues and kind of almost campy visual styles and over dramatic trench coats and shit.
And things that are definitely not lightsabers.
Yeah, things that are definitely not lightsabers. A lot of things I kept thinking of, I don't know, like Xena from the year 3000, or the fuck her name was.
Was that fucking? It was like Xenon or
Xenon. That's what it was. Something like that. Some really obscure.
It's one of the periodic elements. Yeah.
But it's like everything, like a design wise, just kept reminding me of those old crappy Disney Channel original movies that always involve like some sci-fi, some vague sci-fi element that would always run to like always be about parenting and stuff and shit like that. So a lot of this one's like, oh, it's a little boy who lost his father, but his future self comes in to help him find himself while also save the future from the evil science partner who wants the future for herself.
She's like, I kill kids for money.
Pretty much. It's all kind of like over the top, over dramatic, which isn't necessarily bad.
Jean Reno.
But like that's not to say it's bad, but it does have that camp quality to it.
It's like that fun camp where it's like it knows it's not, we're not trying to win Oscars for this one.
No.
Like we're just, they're just making a movie and they're just having fun. And, it's like, and that fun was contagious. It wasn't like, it never really felt like pedantic. And I myself did not feel like it was stupid. I mean, I'm always confused by time travel movies.
I always kind of go in the Bruce Campbell and Looper scenario. It's like, stop thinking about it. This is what it is. That's
yep.
That's pretty much the way you go in time travel movies. Now, the big caveat for this is really just going to be how much you like the kid. And I'm not going to lie, like this kid's kind of a little shit for a good chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
And like, and he's a talent, like for a kid his age, he seems like a talented enough actor, but at the same time, it's like there's also times where the Ryan Reynolds isms does grate a little bit. Especially since it's not Ryan Reynolds doing it, but you can tell he definitely wrote it. And
it's like the kid is a Ryan Reynolds puppet. It's Ryan Reynolds talking,
and to the point where they do things like
he has a puppet.
where they like say like whoop, like even the characters is like, who talks like that? But then they proceed to talk like that for the rest of the movie. So it's kind of shit like that. Like, just because you acknowledge it doesn't mean you can get away with still doing
he's
it.
He's kind of winking at everyone who's all like, oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds always does the same shit. And he's like, yeah, because I'm Ryan Reynolds.
So it's kind of like it's very impressed with his own cleverness in that way.
I missed what you said. What?
I said it is very impressed with its own cleverness and its dialogue that way. So which kind of just kind of grate on you a little bit. It's not a mood killer.
There is like cleverness buried in here, but it's you're right. It's not in the dialogue.
No, it's not. So like this little shit does grate on you after a while. It says like the 500th like overly smarmy like oh look how smart I am. The kid's like, shut the fuck up, little brat. Be nice to your mom.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it's
little fucker.
Yeah. All right, you gotta turn into my aunt. Just be like, all right, you little turd.
So the basic premise is pretty simple. Like this starts a little kid who grows to be Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds comes back from the future to like try to rescue his wife who disappeared in the past at some point, who's played by Zoe Saldana. So she's going to show up in some capacity.
Well, he thought it was, what was it? It was like he thought she was dead, or he was worried she was dead. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a spoiler from there. So that's
it was like leaning into like fridging territory. I was all like, okay, yeah, we're getting, she's getting fridged, which I was happily disproven.
I just said no spoilers.
What?
I just said no. God damn it, Matt.
Like on this end, I just hear like spoilers. Oh, okay, we can talk about spoilers. No,
yeah. Let's wait to get to spoilers. We'll get to spoilers. Let's talk generalities.
So we don't know what happens to the wife yet. We haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, all right. I mean, granted, this movie's been out for a couple weeks. Like anyone who's gonna watch it probably already watched it.
Solid.
But like that being said, like the chemistry between all the characters is good. Jennifer Garner is always nice to see when she's in a good movie, or even like a decent movie, because she's always had charm to spare. And there are some like genuinely really good character moments in here when Ryan Reynolds is not just doing Ryan Reynolds. And I enjoy Ryan Reynolds, don't get me wrong, but that being said, there is so much that's too much of a good thing. It does feel like it's oversaturated market recently.
A little bit like it's like Ryan Reynolds is hilarious in his own right, and there are definitely parts in the movie where you can you definitely do feel it, like that Ryan Reynolds knows he's funny, so he's kind of pushing it.
Yeah, it does feel like it goes on for a little too long. But that being said, like when the movie wants to have a character moment, all the actors can deliver. So that's kind of where this kind of goes like, okay, this is perfectly fine. Like there's some scenes I'd rewatch again. But it's one of those movies where I felt like I got more out of it when they're just the characters interacting with each other and being human, as opposed to all the sci-fi crap.
Yes, actually. Like, one of my favorite scenes was the one where, are we allowed to talk spoilers yet?
I think, okay. Now we may go into spoilers. Proceed.
Okay. Spoiler territory. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is like later after they go back in time and they're being chased by this evil villain lady. So they go back in time again, a little further to find Adam's dad.
Yeah, played Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo, who is also awesome.
I love Mark Ruffalo.
He's such a good like dad in this, like like just in various dadisms. Like he's just fun to watch. What was it? One of my favorite scenes in the movie is one where like the dad is in like the motel room because they're like hiding it for a little bit, and so it's just Big Adam and Young Adam talking to each other, and they're just kind of connecting while Big Adam like has a beer, and they're just talking over this table, and they're and it's interesting because it's like that premise they always try to sell you in elementary school or in college, where it's like, if you could talk to yourself 5 years in the past, what would you say? And this is like that actually happening. And it was really just, there's a lot of heart to it.
There is.
I wish I remembered some more of the dialogue, but I saw this movie like last week.
Yeah, fair. No, I know what you're talking about though, because I watched it yesterday. I watched that scene yesterday. So like that's what I'm talking about though, because like this director has a good eye for just heartfelt moments in general with the sci-fi trappings he seems to be going with. And I guess this director just got tapped on to do Deadpool 3, so that's kind of cool.
Oh fuck yeah! All right.
So like
kind of like Lilo and Stitch, if you think about it, in a vague sense. Like,
I'm not sure I see
Lilo
it.
And Stitch. What was that?
I'm not sure I see it.
Okay. Like, I mean, Lilo and Stitch has really good heartfelt moments between like Lilo and her older sister Nani.
Oh, okay, like that.
And Nani is in this battle with Child Protective Services.
Yeah, okay.
So there's a lot of that going on, but there's also space shit happening.
Okay. I see what you're talking about now. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Lilo and Stitch is basically about Lilo connecting with her id and learning to become a more whole person because of it. That's basically Lilo and Stitch in a nutshell. The psychological interpretation. But anyway. But like I know I think and like I mean there are a couple scenes in there, especially involving parents, that affected me personally just because of my current life circumstances. Like the scene at the bar with the mom. That's where I had to stop watching the first time.
Oh my god.
Because for context, and I can speak about this more openly now. My mother passed away a couple months ago. So that was definitely a case of watching that. I was like, okay.
Yep, that is more than
yeah.
That was also one of my other favorite scenes.
So like when it leans into that, which is where I feel like this director's at his strongest. There's some genuinely really good moments in that. Now, granted, this director can film an action sequence. And he's definitely good with like showing off all the sci-fi bullshit. Yep. But that being said, I think there was only so much he could have done to really get past the overall cheesiness of this concept. I don't think it tries. So like I think a good chunk of this is going to be just how much you can kind of let your suspension of disbelief come through. And for my part, like I liked it more than I didn't like it. It's more just like I just kind of got bored whenever it kind of focused on the sci-fi stuff as opposed to like the character work, which I thought really shined the most.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it kind of opens up this, like, I feel like it could potentially, this is just me theorizing here. I feel like it could potentially open the door for like more character-driven, like time travel sci-fi movies, rather than ones that feel like a need to be action focused.
I don't agree that that's the case with this because there are a lot of good examples of like drama focused time travel movies. Like About Time is a good example. I would also say Looper is another one that doesn't really focus on action. There's a lot more out there. Yeah. Like, a good chunk of Looper takes place on a farm. I think people kind of forget that part.
Oh shit, yeah.
And About Time is a romantic comedy. So there's a whole bunch out there that don't necessarily lean into the action vibe. Even you can kind of call Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of a sort of time travel movie, but not really. That's a movie we'll talk about later this week.
There is like I feel like thinking about this movie and then thinking about like sci-fi fantasy genre, like most of the things we get as far as sci-fi and fantasy go, like it feels like they're leaning in towards they're either leaning in hard towards action or they're leaning hard towards comedy, like doing parodies of the action movies. Like I feel like those are the two general sci-fi fantasy stuff we get.
I think that's a debatable point, because that's also kind of saying like all sci-fi movies are action based. It's like that's clearly not true. It's a genre within itself, and there's a lot of subsets within that genre. Now, granted, time travel isn't as big of a subgenre as say sci-fi is, but it kind of falls in a similar thing where it's like there's a lot of things you can do with that concept. That don't necessarily revolve around action set pieces. And I'm trying to find some good examples. Like I would even say like even to a lesser extent like Bill and Ted. I would also put that in there.
Oh shit! Okay, you know what? You got me with Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Well, Bill and Ted also leans into the comedy.
It does, but it's not really action focused. Like I don't know. I just think there's a lot. I think there's just a lot out there that maybe doesn't quite fall in that category that may be worth considering. I don't think it's going to be a gateway to that because I don't think it's something that's new that's being broached.
All right.
That's just my point there.
No, that's a good point.
I'm learning. Like, I feel like the more,
I mean, like, yeah, I was kind of talking like into a, like, oh yeah, this shit's gonna reinvent it, but it's not. You know, it's not. Like the whole movie's not gonna reinvent it.
Absolutely not. That's not happening.
You are correct on that aspect. I will concede.
Yes.
I crown thee the victor.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Hail.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
Like which one's like Primer, About Time, Idiocracy, Looper.
Idiocracy is a time travel movie?
I'm just pulling up a list. That's what it said on there.
Okay.
Technically Harry Potter 3.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. In a vague sense, there's a time travel aspect to Harry Potter. Yeah, all right.
Of course, all the newer Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah. Wait, really? Where's the time travel on that?
I mean, technically, all the Planet of the Apes movies are based on time travel in some capacity. The early reboots were kind of an origin story, but it's still the universe.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's text.
Groundhog
Day.
The whole
astronaut theory of out in space for many decades, come back, you're still young, but
yeah.
You know, Earth's all like fucky now and full of,
monkeys.
people.
Yeah. Yep. And Groundhog Day. Can't forget Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Get your paws up. I mean, I think Groundhog Day is the opposite of a time travel movie because it's just like time stuck movie.
But it's still a loop. Time still works. You're traveling back in time every day. It counts.
Backwards time travel every day.
So I'm counting it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so like this movie isn't exactly reinventing the wheel or anything like that. It's not going to win any awards. It's more just it's on Netflix. It's one of those I got nothing else going on tonight kind of movies.
Yeah. It's like you're with your older, slightly older kids, like middle school age, high school age. They'll probably get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty harmless overall. So yeah.
I want to ask you. I feel like you're wrapping up, but I want to ask you something.
Oh yeah, go for it.
What was your because what was that? I think I brought up like that I thought they were going to fridge the girlfriend, but I think I was proven wrong. I wanted to get your take on that.
I mean, she's still kind of fridged.
A little bit.
I mean, I don't think there's really a whole lot to say about it necessarily. So much as like I knew the minute they showed a picture of him as Zoe Saldana, I was like, oh, so she's going to show up at some point because like that's too big of an actress to have show up in a picture. So okay, so when she did eventually show up, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That being said, the scenes they did have together were decent enough. She just wasn't in the movie long enough to have that big of an impact. So at the end of the day, she is still used primarily to motivate the protagonist. That being said, like she stands perfectly fine on her own. I don't think it's to any offensive degree.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought she was fun. I mean, I am like thinking back on it again. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, she does kind of die, and then I don't think she's brought up again until like the very ending when she comes back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm noticing this review is like very much it's like basically just speaking a worded review I wrote in my head. Just in the way I'm phrasing all this. Like,
you just have like your actual script written above your camera and you're just referencing it.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
where Matt's gonna say this.
Well, that's the thing. I'm kind of impressing myself on this because, like, I didn't write any of that. That just came stream of consciousnly. So it just sounded very coherent.
Awesome.
It sounded very coherent out loud, which is like to me is like, personal growth as a critic. I'm growing. But
come for the movie reviews, stay for the character development.
Hey, you know what? If you've been watching this from like year one, like 10 fucking years we've been doing this, I was an idiot when we started. Just so stupid, early 20 me. Now I'm 30. Now I'm just I'm a slightly smaller idiot.
Mhm. Slowly but surely, we will start to become not idiots.
We will become competent. Even though like by the way, my self-esteem isn't that low, just for those wondering.
Mhm.
I just like I spent the better part of like an hour like earlier today talking about Hinduism with my therapist, so I know there's like some thoughts going on there.
You have much more insightful conversations with your therapist than I do.
It's very interesting.
Man. I'll tell you about it after.
But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this. You got anything else?
Yeah. I think I'm good.
All right, cool. So, yeah,
Adam Project is fun. Watch it with friends, your family. Open a beer.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
We got quite a few movies coming up this week. The big one is Everything Everywhere All of the Time, which only came out in 10 theaters this week.
What the fuck?
In the United States. It's going to get a wider release on April 8th. But me and Muha saw it, so we're going to review that later this week with Uma. Uma's name of the movie. And then, of course, because I didn't bring someone new, that's his name, Uma.
Okay.
And then me and Sarah are going to talk about the over the weekend. So, no, not that one. So, yeah, look out for those. I'm very excited to talk about everything, everywhere. So, see you guys on that review. See you. Bye.